Somewhere in your house, there is a photo of you as a baby. You are smiling. You are being held by someone who loves you. You have no idea who took that photo. You have no idea what that day smelled like, or what song was playing, or what you were thinking. Because you weren't thinking. Not in any way you could later remember. Your brain was there. Your eyes were open. Your ears were working. But the you that exists right now reading this sentence has no access to that moment at all. Ask yourself something strange. Where did your first 3 years go? Most people assume the answer is simple. Babies don't remember because babies don't understand much. That feels obvious. It also happens to be wrong. The real answer is far stranger. Your brain wasn't failing to record those years. It was actively, systematically making sure you couldn't keep them. This isn't a flaw. It's a design choice, built by evolution, running quietly in the background of every human life. And once you understand how it works, you'll never think about your own memory the same way again. Sigmund Freud was the first person to give this a name, back in the early 1900s. He called it infantile amnesia. He thought it happened because children repressed early memories, burying uncomfortable feelings out of reach. He was right about the phenomenon. He was wrong about the cause. Modern researchers had to wait almost a century for the tools to actually test what was happening inside a developing brain. What they found had nothing to do with repression. It had everything to do with construction. Picture your brain at birth. It is not a blank hard drive waiting to be filled. It is a construction site. Wires are being laid. Rooms are being built. And one particular room, called the hippocampus, is still under scaffolding. The hippocampus is where long-term memories get stitched together and filed away for later use. Think of it as a librarian, taking the events of your day and sorting them into a system you can search again years later. In a newborn, that librarian hasn't been hired yet. The library exists. The shelves exist, but nobody is filing anything correctly. Psychologist Patricia Bauer has spent decades studying exactly when that librarian starts the job. Her research tracked toddlers and preschoolers, asking them to recall specific events months or years later. What she found was a memory system coming online in stages, not all at once, like a light slowly warming up rather than flicking on. By around age 2, children can hold on to memories for weeks. By 4, some memories last years. But something odd happens after that. Most of those early memories, even the ones that survived for a while, eventually disappear anyway. They aren't lost because the hippocampus fails. They're lost because it succeeds too well at something else entirely. Here's the twist almost nobody expects. Your brain isn't just building memory during early childhood. It's building itself at a staggering rate. New neurons are being generated in the hippocampus every single day, faster than at almost any other point in your life. Neuroscientist Paul Frankland led a landmark study published in the journal Science in 2014, using mice to test what all that new neural growth does to old memories. His team found that rapid neurogenesis, the birth of new brain cells, doesn't just add new storage. It actively disrupts existing circuits. Imagine a filing cabinet where new drawers are constantly being welded in, right through the folders already inside. That's roughly what's happening in an infant's hippocampus. Every new neuron born to help you learn language, recognize faces, or map your environment potentially overwrites the delicate wiring holding an older memory in place. Your brain, in its rush to build a mind capable of walking, talking, and reasoning, quietly demolishes the diary it was also trying to keep. Why would evolution allow that? Why would something so important get sacrificed? Because for a human infant, learning how the world works matters more than remembering what happened in it. Think about what a baby actually needs to survive. Not a list of specific memories, a set of general rules. Faces are safe. Falling is dangerous. Crying gets attention. Gravity always wins. These are the deep patterns a young brain is desperately trying to extract from thousands of small experiences. And extracting patterns is a completely different job than storing individual events. Psychologist Carol Peterson at Memorial University has spent years interviewing children about their earliest memories, then returning years later to test how those same memories held up over time. Her findings were surprising. Children as young as 3 could describe detailed events right after they happened. But when Peterson followed up years later, many of those same children couldn't recall the events at all, even when prompted with details they themselves had provided early.